Now, we have to ask ourselves, this is speculation phase, we have to ask ourselves, if Peter Dinklage wouldn't have done what he did, would Disney have changed the movie? But Disney can make the argument that the only reason why we got rid of the Dwarves and had the 7 bandits is because Peter Dinklage. And the only reason why we cast Rachel Zegler is because we had to change it to this other thing because of Peter Dinklage. The dwarf, the forge fires are burning, and weapons of legend are being forged right now, and the lawyers of Morgoth are coming for you, Disney. Alright. Disclaimer. I need to make a disclaimer intro so I don't have to go, disclaimer. Alright. Disclaimer. Everything that is about to happen and be said in this video is just my opinion based on the facts of what I have seen and heard. Right? I may be wrong. That's always funny. But I'm pretty sure I got this one. Right? I'm just saying, this is all my opinion. I am not making any allegations. I am not making any accusations. I'm just, there's nothing of a legal basis in this video at all. I am not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice to anybody. I'm just saying this is the way I see it. Everybody understand? Okay, good.
The trouble with loyalty to a cause is that the cause will always betray you.
Alright. Y'all remember what happened last time I made that disclaimer. This will be different. The way I'm going to do this video more structured. I'm going to lay out the timeline of events as I remember them. Right? I may be wrong chronologically here and there, but I'm going to weave a series of events, and then, after that, I'm going to make some speculation, and then I'm going to make some accusations. Did anybody ever watch... Did anybody ever watch, like, David Copperfield? Right? David Copperfield was a genius for this. It was hysterical every time. David Copperfield, right, would come out and he would say, alright, look, I am an illusionist. I am not going to actually be doing actual magic. These are all going to kind of be tricks. You know, this is all going to be like a thing, right? Like, we're all just here to have fun. We're not creating religions or cults or anything like that. We're all good, right? And then... right after he would say that, he would say, alright, thank you for coming to my magic show. You're about to be amazed by real magic. So he tells you I'm a liar, and I'm going to trick you, and then he comes out and says, this is magic. Woo! There's no camera tricks, there's no mirrors and smoke, this is all magic. Right? Like, made me think of that. Make a big disclaimer, this is all my opinion, don't sue me. And then I'm like, I'm going to fucking accuse this motherfucker of some shit. But that is nevertheless what we are going to do. Alright? Now, point 1. Disney makes an announcement. We are going to make live action Snow White. And everybody went, ooh. Except for Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage went on a radio show or podcast or something like that and said, come on, man, did you see what Disney's doing? Making this backward ass movie. I've fought so hard to be able to get big people roles for little people, right? You know, and right? So Peter Dinklage has fought very hard to be in movies and on TV shows and stuff, right? Now, first time I ever saw Peter Dinklage was in the show Nip Tuck, right? We're winding back in time quite a ways. He was on Nip Tuck. And Nip Tuck was a show about two plastic surgeons and their completely ridiculous, wacky adventures, right? And the one surgeon, the one that didn't wind up being Dr. Doom, the one surgeon, his wife was cheating on him with Peter Dinklage. And the joke was, little dude, right? She's cheating on him with a little dude. That was the gag, right? And then from that, Peter Dinklage got to be Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion Lannister, little dude. Like in the books, little dude. In the show, little dude. He's playing a little dude part, right? He's not playing a big people role. He's playing a little people role. And that is what got him everything else in his career, right? And what ruined Peter Dinklage was when he was in Days of Future Past. When he was in X-Men, Days of Future Past, he was, for all intents and purposes, a little guy playing a role that any big guy could have played. They could have cast all sorts of big guys to play that character. They cast him. But they didn't cast him because we're going to buck the trend and we're going to put a little dude in a big guy role. They cast him because he's Peter Dinklage. Because he was Tyrion Lannister. Right? Because he's a good actor. Like, he's a shithead, but he's a good actor. I gotta give credit where credit's due. He's an amazing actor. I love everything he's in. I love him. I think he was... I even watched Knights of Badassdom, and he was probably the best part of it. Like, and he was barely in it, and that sucked. But, like, he was great every time he was on the screen. I love the guy. Get your space pants on, man. Like, I love Peter Dinklage. I was pissed at Destiny. I almost stopped playing Destiny when they replaced Peter Dinklage, when they replaced the Dinklebot with this other douchebag. I was pissed about that. And everybody was like, oh, he's like so wooden and like robotic. And I'm like, he's a fucking robot. Like, I was pissed at that because I loved Peter Dinklage as the Ghost. Right? I love Peter Dinklage as everything. I loved him as the giant dwarf in fucking Endgame or whatever it was. Like, dude, everything he's in is fucking great. Because he was Tyrion Lannister, though, that's the only reason he has all these other jobs, right? He had to start with a little dude role to get just roles, right? So, Peter Dinklage says, this is some bullshit. I can't believe we're doing this backward-ass stuff. We're going to do Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Really, it's insulting, right? So, Disney says, oh, shit, we can't upset the little people. So they decide to cut the dwarves. And they replaced them with 7 random fucking people. Just bandits. Oh, they're bandits. They're random ass bandits. Like, we're just random ass fucking people. And so they do that. And everybody goes, what the fuck? What? Everybody's pissed. Everybody's super fucking pissed. Right? So, they changed the movie. Right? I just want everybody to remember that. Peter Dinklage does his thing, and Disney goes, we can't have dwarves. Just remember that. So, they changed the movie. Right? And then everything else happens. Rachel Zegler, weird, right? The whole Rachel Zegler Gal Gadot thing, the fucking October 7th, all this stuff, Israel War, like all this shit, everything played into it. And then movie comes out, nobody really wants to go see it. Everybody hates Rachel Zegler. Gal Gadot can't sing, so we gotta threaten to kill her, and all this wild, nonsensical shit, right? And everybody is now kind of looking for who to blame. Who do we blame for this Sorry, the house is on fire. But I'm going to power through. So, who do we blame? Is it Gal Gadot's fault because she can't act and she can't sing? Well, we knew she can't act and we knew she can't sing. So, I can't really blame Gal Gadot for things that I already knew, right? I knew, oh, she's in a musical, it's going to be bad. Like, she's going to be bad because she's not good. She's not a good actress. She's very pretty. And she's very pretty. She's not a great actress. Like, I don't know how she could possibly be acting for so long and still not be good, but fucking that's it. Like, she's not good. And we all heard her sing during COVID because she tried to lull us into thinking it was a great idea to be trapped in our fucking houses when she's in a fucking $1 million palatial mansion. And, like, you know, so, like, we knew she stunk at singing. So, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that Gal Gadot, not great. Rachel Zegler's an asshole. Fair enough. Nobody in the world knew who the hell Rachel Zegler was until we all knew her to be an asshole. We met her and she was an asshole. So, right? We can say, yeah, it's Rachel Zegler's fault. She soured everybody to it. She made it to where nobody wanted to do anything. And she way, way outshines Peter Dinklage in all of this, right? Her just being a shithead, that is certainly what tanked the whole thing, right? But look, let's think about it. Peter Dinklage, they announced, Peter Dinklage does his thing. They changed the movie. Now, we have to ask ourselves, this is speculation phase, we have to ask ourselves, if Peter Dinklage wouldn't have done what he did, would Disney have changed the movie? Now, my answer, probably yes. Like, they're stupid, they don't want to make money anymore, they just want to piss money away so they can keep copyrights to things that they're eventually going to have to sell to stay afloat anyways, so whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. For all intents and purposes, the reality of the situation is Disney's stupid, so we're going to do this anyways. But Disney can make the argument that the only reason why we got rid of the Dwarves and had the 7 bandits is because Peter Dinklage. And the only reason why we cast Rachel Zegler is because we had to change it to this other thing because of Peter Dinklage. They could say that. They could certainly make that argument. So, there is if we believe in the multiverse, there is a reality out there wherein Peter Dinklage was like, I think this is great. I think it's going to be great for little people. I think it'll bring a lot of people up into the mainstream. I think it'll be fantastic. I think this is wonderful. And then they cast him, and then, right? We never have Rachel Zegler in it. We never have 7 random bandits as opposed to 7 fucking dwarfs. Like, we who knows? We might not even wind up with Gal Gadot. Whole thing could be different. Right? So, that's speculation. Now it's time for accusation. Right. I think that Peter Dinklage caught the announcement Disney's making Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs live action. And I think that when Peter Dinklage heard that, his sphincter closed right the fuck up. And he thought to himself, holy shit. Well, most likely they're going to want to cast me as Grumpy because, like, seriously? Yeah, Peter Dinklage literally is Grumpy. Like, Grumpy came from the magical, Peter Dinklage came from the magical land that he originated from, wherein he was Grumpy. He came over into reality and called himself Peter Dinklage. Like, right? Peter Dinklage literally is Grumpy. So, obviously, Peter Dinklage would play Grumpy. But, dude, whoever plays Dopey, he's going to have a great opportunity to really shine. And whoever plays Doc, he's going to have a great opportunity to look really wise, right? And whoever plays Sneezy is going to have all sorts of opportunities to just steal the show. He's looking at 6 other little people that could be playing their Tyrion Lannister. And every role that one of those little motherfuckers gets is a role that Peter Dinklage lost. And I think Peter Dinklage sabotaged the entirety of Snow White because he didn't want to lose work. I don't think he was in any way trying to stand up for little people. I don't think that he was in any way trying to protect little people. I don't think that he was in any way trying to maintain dignity or anything like that. I think Peter Dinklage was trying to not lose work. So, like what all do we think about that? Because I think that that's entirely probable. I think, man, and I gotta tell you, now that the little people are coming after Tyrion Lannister, dude, the fucking Misty Mountains are just churning, man. Like, the dwarves are all upset. And they enlisted the aid of the lawyers of Morgoth. And they are coming after the magical fairyland. They are teaming up with the dwarves of the Uncanny Valley. And they are coming for Disney. Right? And, I mean, I get it. You know, Peter Dinklage, he hears, oh my God, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and immediately he starts fucking, his head just fills up with sugar plum fairies, and he's like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose, I could have been a sugar plum fairy, and now I'm not gonna get that role because Dopey's gonna fucking steal it, because he's a skinny little motherfucker that everybody laughed at. Like, just bullshit. And he got in league with the elves, obviously because they're the bad guys, right? Elves are always bad guys. So, Peter Dinklage, Grumpy, came over, right? He crossed the fucking moon bridge. What? And he got in league with that evil fucking Elrond motherfucker, right? And Grumpy and Elrond cooked up this whole scheme to fuck all the dwarves in the Uncanny Valley out of work. Because Grumpy has changed his name to Jealous. And so, like I said, man, the Misty Mountains are fucking, they are lit up. The the forge fires are burning. And weapons of legend are being forged right now. And the lawyers of Morgoth are coming for you, Disney.